great win on the weekend. What was the review like? It seemed pretty quick today.
It was pretty good. We went through a few of our focuses going into the game and how we executed that kind of stuff. And coming out of it, we just thought the way we jumped into the game with our pressure and intent was what helped us play well. And I think over 4 quarters that was pretty consistent and helped us play our game in the front half. And I guess the scoreboard showed that. So. Yeah, pretty happy.
It felt like a bit of a turning point as a viewer watching. Do you feel like something shifted during that game? It just seemed like you all came together. I mean, Andy Brayshaw was bleeding at the end of the game. It was a pretty remarkable game to watch.
Yeah, I think, our connection and our role playing was a big focus going into this week. I think coming out of the Sydney game, we weren't too happy with how we defended and we didn't have each other's back as well. And I think that was a big focus going into the game. And for us to just be connected and play team and role-driven footy, I ended up getting the result that we got. And I felt the same way for sure. And hopefully we can keep building on that and take another step forward.
We saw the same type of intensity and tackling pressure in the Adelaide game, which also came after a loss. Is it this type of players, is that repeatable now, do you feel? Or because we've seen it a couple of times in one-off efforts, but we haven't been able to see it as maintaining that sort of rabid tackling. Can you do it for longer?
Yeah, we're certainly chasing that. We like to pride ourselves on our pressure and intent in games and how we jump into games, and sometimes we've jumped into games pretty slow and given teams a head start and play catch-up footy like we did last weekend. And I guess for us, we can definitely build off of the weekend with our pressure and whatnot. But I don't think it just comes after a loss. But I think a lot of it is just mindset and being able to play role-driven footy and work your way around that as a team. So hopefully we can keep driving that throughout the week. And
when you see it and you get the results like that, what does it do for you when you look back on it again?
When we review things like that, it definitely gives you a boost. And I think knowing that we're all locked in on the weekend and for 4 quarters as well, I think that only gives you confidence coming out of review, talking about that kind of stuff and how important it is to us as a team. We'll see how we go throughout the week and see how we plan for Collingwood.
Is that a new benchmark, now that you guys know that you actually can, break that 100 tackles mark? Is that kind of something that obviously you're not looking at numbers all the time, but is that, that is the new norm for you?
Yeah, I think so. We talk about our intent to pressure and obviously how we jump into games as well. And I think if our intent's there generally, along with our method, the game looks like what it did on Saturday night. So if we can keep doing that and keep chasing and just stay consistent with our pressure acts and effort and intent, I think we can definitely keep setting new benchmarks and things like that. So.
How do you prepare mentally for the challenge of Collingwood at the MCG?
We haven't moved on to them yet, but I know they're playing a lot of good footy. Even though they come off a loss, they've been the best team in the comp all year. And I think from when we played them last time, I think that was a step forward into when we started building our consistent form. And I think we'll take a lot of confidence out of that game. But knowing that they've gotten better and better since that game, and for us it's just another great challenge. I think it was a great challenge against the Hawks, and if we can match it against the Pies, that'd be pretty nice. And it'd be nice to also come home with the chocolate. So we'll see how we go.
How handy would it be to have Hayden Young back for that clash?
Yeah, it'd be nice. He's done a mountain of work, and I know he's not far. And knowing what he can add to the team, he hasn't played too many games this year, and it'd be nice to see him in the midfield with Andy and even Shay and Caleb. Just adds another strength to us, and he's been someone that's been able to play multiple positions as well since playing in the midfield. So we'll see what that looks like, but certainly excited, and I'm sure he is too. He's pretty itching for it.
That kicking that he gives you, just how different is that to when he is in the team? Because he's one of the best in the comp.
Yeah, you get a lot of confidence from it. I'm sure the big boys like Josh Tracy and Jai Amos love it, and we always want the ball in his hands because he can create so much for us, as well as being a threat up forward when he plays up there. And for him to hopefully come back this week would be nice, and to add to what we're trying to strive for. So we'll see what happens.
So you could have him, you could have Alex Pearce as well. Like, you're starting to get some soldiers back.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It's we played some good team footy without him so far, but to have those two leaders back in would be unreal for us. And I know they'd both be itching to play, especially this pointy end of the season. I think the team will be pretty similar. Hopefully everyone stays fit, but I reckon it's probably far harder to find yourself out of the team than in the team. So to add those two would just be unreal. So looking forward to it.
So from a leadership perspective, you added Jager in recent weeks. You added Switter last week, and he was best on ground, and you could get two other leaders back. Like, where has this group developed without all of your leadership group being available out there? Where have you got better without them there?
I think everyone in the team, just with their buy-in, over the past few weeks as forwards, we haven't had to rely on just JT. Guys like Shea, even Vossi, Jai, they've stepped up really well and have been those leaders for us. And I think, we don't rely on our leadership group at all on game day, and we know everyone has a voice in the team. So for us to be able to rely on those guys and not have to, worry about, the captain not being there for us and things like that, shows our growth as a group and how far we've come. And to add those two guys back in would just be a bonus. So, looking forward to it.
Given the challenge of Collingwood at the MCG, how much of this week is a mental challenge compared to the physical as well?
I think, we will definitely respect them as an opposition, and they got a lot of strengths to their game. But I think for us, a lot of the next part of the season will be a lot of challenges, and we've already faced a few earlier in the season, and I think there's no better challenge than playing the best team in the comp at their home ground. So hopefully when we look into it, we can and see what we can take out of, I guess, Gold Coast game against them, and then implement our style of footy onto it. I think it should be a good game, so I'm looking forward to it.
How do you handle the challenge of Victoria? Because the last time you won over there, you got knocked out. That was in May last year.
Yeah, we don't read too much into it. I know we haven't had a great record over there this year, but I think for us, it's just worrying about each day, winning each day, and come the weekend, just ticking off the boxes and the KPIs that we have. And I guess for us, it's just looking forward to the opportunity we have to play against the best team in the comp there. So it should be good.
Do you feel like you need to get over that hump of winning over there again?
It'd be nice. Certainly build some confidence, but I think for us, if we can tick the boxes that the coaches or the KPIs that the coaches put out to us on game day, regardless of result, and play team and role-driven footy and come off the park and tick those things off, I think we would be happy. But of course, a win would be nice. So we'll see if we can get over that hump.